Nigeria has a brand of new national anthem courtesy of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who on Wednesday signed into law a bill to reintroduce the country's first national anthem as an independent nation. Nigeria, we hail thee. Well, that makes the new anthem not so new after all. Critically, that jumble of semantics could be said to have forged the conversation around what President Tinubu and his team are playing up as their achievements after 1 year in charge. That conversation has been discordant, to say the least. Joining us now to weigh in on the debate is George Agbakahi, the Southeast leader of the Tinubu Support Organization. Good afternoon and welcome to Newsday.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, very good. So much has been said about the national anthem, and of course you've heard about the reactions towards that. But beyond that, how would you gauge the major cues regarding how the administration has performed in the past 1 year?
Thank you again for having me. In respect of the national anthem, I think it was a great one for the president to have that courage to bring back the old national anthem, which fits our tradition and culture, as well as our general way of life. Well, in respect of the 1 year anniversary of our great president in office, a lot has already been said and written about the
All right, we're in conversation with George. And we
what?
Connection with him. Okay, it seems
the
we do have a connection with him.
Lot.
George, can you hear us in studio?
Yeah, I think I heard you slightly, yeah.
Okay, so sorry to interfere with your train of thought. May you continue?
Okay. Now, I was saying that it's been a pretty remarkable and extraordinary 1 year in office of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There has been a lot of achievements in terms of tangible and intangible gains in the past 1 year. If we reflect on the past, we all know how we got to this place. Truly, before President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came in, the economy was battered. Nigeria was kind of in a life support. When he came in, he figured out that he has to enact very tough and prudent policies. That's why he got into, the elimination of the fuel subsidy, as well as the obliteration of the multiple exchange rate, to single exchange rate. It's been good so far. We all understand that it will not be easy. But I believe within the next 1 year, we'll start reaping the fruits of all these policies. A lot has been done. In the area of national security, we all know that security, peace, unity are all critical to the development of every nation. The president has done a whole lot in this area. We all know, I remember vividly, I think, on this platform, when we were talking about selection of, officials of Mr. President, I did say that you do not need to be a military general to be in charge of either Minister of Defense or National Security Advisor. Because in most cases, military generals do not get along. They get into loggerhead with the military chiefs. I believe the selection of Nuhu Ribadu, as the NSA, has really done a great deal in improving the security situation of this country.
Okay,
as
I'd
we all
like
know,
to
in the
interject
past
at this point.
Yes.
as you're expanding on your thoughts, the first question I have for you, when you were setting the stage for your outlook, you said that there are some tangible achievements that you have experienced from this administration in 1 year. Can you list them for me? What are those tangible, positive developments that we've enjoyed as a nation? For our viewers, let's enlighten everybody at home.
Okay. At least it is common knowledge that there has been requisite peace, unity, and harmony in this country. In the area of insecurity, the president has been on it, and in that respect, over 4,600 hostages has been freed in the past 1 year. At the same time, over 7,000 hostages has been arrested within the same period of time. These are all clear indications, and you find out that in the past 1 year before they came into office, almost on weekly basis, you find out that there are over 2,600, terrorist-related attacks and death in this country. But recently, there are only about 200, probably on weekly basis. So there are a whole lot in the area of road construction, infrastructural development. This administration has done a whole lot. And the most important is that in carrying out infrastructural development of this country, you see that equity is being equitable. For example, you see the 750-kilometer coastal road from Lagos all the way to Calabar. You see the 1,000-kilometer road from Badagry to Sokoto. You see the 461-kilometer road from Enugu to Abakaliki all the way to Benue
but can we
and Niger
consider
State.
those achievements when they haven't been completed yet?
Well, what do you expect? Do you expect the achievements all these things to be completed in less than 6 months?
You're the one who added them to the list of achievements, so that's why I'm just prodding further.
Is achievements that have been awarded and they are ongoing. Go to the sites. They are currently ongoing. Look at FCT. Look at Wike, the minister for FCT. You love him, you hate him. Wike is a performer. He has turned FCT around just in less than 6-7 months. FCT, as we speak, can now be compared to other capitals overseas. Is it San Francisco? Is it London? It's a thing of joy. Many of the projects that were abandoned prior to this administration coming into office has already been done. You are aware that the Vice President House, it was started around 2010. But Wike just finished it and it was commissioned. Look at the roads in Abuja. Many of them were started, some in 2007. There has been a lot that has been done. In the area of agric, a lot has been done.
Dr. Agbakahi, if I may come in, please, currently. All right,
yes.
You've listed some achievements, but there's been a lot of outcry regarding some of these policies that are probably not too pro-people, as it were. Let's take, for example, the power sector. The proposed hike in tariffs without a commensurate increase in generation of power, as it were. And then when you start having several categories, band A to E and all what have you, it's largely been considered as discriminatory. And what you might have here is that attention is being paid on some people, over others, or priority, as it were. So when you have incidents like that, especially the power sector, which is one of the key drivers of any economy, what's been done there? Are you satisfied? Is that an achievement? Yes, it's not something that has been argued that it can be done within a year, but at least in that regard, is that the proper trajectory to increase tariffs right now and people complaining about it?
Well, we understand that power, is key to the development of every nation. And the current administration is doing a lot in that area. You are aware that a lot of contracts has already been awarded in respect of power. All these things cannot emanate in one day. That's why I said, even when you go to US, President Biden has been in office for 4 years or 3.5 years, but the level of development, sometimes it takes time. The president has put on these policies, which are very critical policies, because of how he came into office and where we were before he came in. The issue of power, the power reforms, they are currently ongoing. Electricity reforms. So watch out in the next 1 year, 1.5 years, there will be tremendous change in electricity supply in this country. We understand very well, if you go to other countries in Africa that are as huge as Nigeria, South Africa has over 70,000 megawatts. Egypt, similarly, has about 60-something. Before President Tinubu came in, our hours in Nigeria was below 4,000 or 4,500. This will take time. What Nigeria requires, truly, is patience. Let's give the president some time so that all these policies, will start working. Definitely within 1 year, within 2 years, I am pretty sure, these policies will start working and Nigeria will start reaping the fruits of all these positive policies. Okay, look at this issue, and there are a lot of policies, that are woman-related. Look at the student loan. Student loan is very key. We understand the economy currently is not moving as we expected, probably because of the previous administrations. But student loan is a way of pacifying parents. In Nigeria, you see a whole lot of relatively poor parents can't send their children to school. I believe this student loan policy that is about to take off is one of the best policy ever instituted by this current president, because education is like the foundation of every society. So that is where we are. There are a lot that has been done. All these grants that have been going, to less privileged, parents and individuals in the country.
Okay.
I understand about 75 million has also been budgeted, to be shared, as grants to poor people.
Okay.
Our president is a pretty magnanimous individual
going to run out
who understands
soon.
the pains
So
of
I'd like
Nigerians.
to just, before our time runs out, I'd like to just focus, since you're the Southeast leader, I'd just like to take a look at your region, where I believe today, May 30th, was declared Biafra Heroes Day, and there's a stay-at-home order. Can you give us some insight? You gave us, sort of your review of security under President Tinubu over the past year. How do you feel about security in the Southeast over the past year? Because the reports and the statistics there do report that there has been an increase in insecurity in the Southeast.
Well, I beg to differ with you in respect of this. According to reports, security reports, there has been 25% decrease in insecurity in the Southeast. You see, in the Southeast, we know what the problems are. This issue of IPOB, and Eastern Security Network is a problem. That's why I have spoken eloquently, in respect of this. Even during the political campaign, when the president campaigned in Ebonyi State, as a member of the Presidential Campaign Council from Southeast, I was privileged to be in that campaign. The president talked about how he will help the Southeast, how he will work with leaders in the Southeast in resolving issues of security and criminality. So we all know that in the Southeast, part of the problem of insecurity is intertwined with IPOB.
So
that's why I have personally said that it is high time. It is high time, the president will also look into the issue, of Nnamdi Kanu. The issue of Nnamdi Kanu is something that should be treated, urgently. So I personally urge Mr. President, he's a very bold and courageous leader. Let him look at the issue of Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB, and work with the Southeast leaders to find a lasting solution, to this issue of IPOB. I believe, in my own view, at some point, in my view, personally, I'm an APC chieftain, and I worked, enormously, towards the election of Mr. President in Southeast. But I also believe, for we to have lasting peace in the Southeast, I think at some point, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu may have to be released.
Okay.
Even if it's under some conditions.
On that note, George Agbakahi, I like that we kind of rounded up by admitting that there's room for improvement in some with regards to the situation in the Southeast, and I hope that your comments have been noted. Thank you so much for your time, Southeast leader for the Tinubu Support Organization.